I'm Austin Heyman. Welcome to Seniors Today, a monthly program produced by the Commission on Aging and devoted entirely to issues and interests of Montgomery County seniors. This month we will talk with the author of a number of books on retirement, and we tackle the sometimes difficult question of aging seniors and driver safety. But first, the County Executive's Senior Initiative has really been a focus of my next guests, and I'm very pleased to have them again on our show. They are Uma Eloia, the Director of the county's Department of Health and Human Services, and Gabriel Albanaz, the Director of Montgomery County's Recreation Department. Well, welcome back to Seniors Today. Well, the Senior Initiative, not everybody knows exactly what that is.
Sure. So as an outcome of the Senior Summit that the county held approximately 5 years ago now, the county comprehensively looked at its strategy on offering and delivering services to our senior population, which we know is the fastest growing demographic in the county. And we acknowledge that county government can't alone solve or address all of the many issues that are out there. And so we have forged strong public-private partnerships with a number of the nonprofits, the hospitals, as well as businesses to expand on programs for seniors. But we realized through that process that we could do more as a county. And so we have formed a senior sub-cabinet, which is made up of the department heads of all of the county executive branch agencies that work either directly or indirectly with our older adult population. And we meet on a bi-monthly basis to not only keep each other updated on the various initiatives within our own organizations, but strategically plan when we identify gaps and holes in service delivery on how we can work cohesively to address those issues.
Now, the next fiscal year, we've started it? No, it's
No,
July. It's
July 1st.
That's right.
July 1st.
And there are some new things in the budget for the next fiscal year addressing this. The Department of Health and Human Services is a major player in all of this. Tell us a little bit about what's in the budget for next year.
So our budget continues some of the activities that were there before, particularly I think adult daycare is in there, adult protective services. There's, in fact, I don't know how many people know, there's a new law in the state around financial exploitation and mandatory requirements for banks to report any suspected incidents of financial exploitation. And so between the state's attorney and adult protective services, there's a lot of activity around that. The senior budget did rather well. And there are two particular priority areas, I think, transportation and mobility management, and then the village.
Right.
Villages.
You have a new position there, village coordinator, because the villages are
exploding, blossoming all over, yes.
Right.
And you know, we really like to think, when you see the image and everybody talks about the senior tsunami, it's actually surfing, right? Senior surfing on the waves. So we'd like to say there's a lot of support. Both Mr. Leggett and the County Council did a lot for seniors this year.
One of the things that is, of course, on everybody's mind as a senior is transportation, and you have some new initiatives in the Recreation Department in the area of transportation.
Well, accessibility is a significant issue because you can have the greatest programs in the world, but if people can't access them, then what's the point in having the program in the first place? And so we have partnered with the JCA, and really thanks to some excellent research that was conducted by Elaine Binder some time ago, we've been able to implement a program to make our senior centers much more accessible to our older adult populations. Before, we had a wonderful partnership with Ride On where the buses would go and pick up participants, but during off-peak hours for the buses. The challenge, though, is that the buses are large and they have a hard time accessing direct neighborhoods, so it was not door-to-door service. Through the partnership with the JCA, the buses are much smaller.
So they can get into the neighborhoods.
They can get in, they can get out, and it's a much more flexible and fluid process. And
so they're going to be able to pick up people and bring them to the five senior centers that
correct. And we've already seen a significant increase in our participation numbers, and we directly attribute it to this partnership with the JCA.
That's great. But you also have had a new planning process for the department.
We have. So we have been really taking the county executive's leadership to heart and have developed a 3-year strategic plan to help enhance our health and wellness programs. And I'm proud to say that also in this year's budget, the county executive restored the hours of operation along with support from council for all 5 of our senior centers. We've seen participation rates grow exponentially and a great demand for the services we provide, and we're now in a better position to offer those services.
And I believe you also have a new position, or restoring an old position, of senior manager for programs.
We do, and those administrative support positions often get lost in the shuffle because although
it makes it all happen.
It makes it all happen. You have to have that administrative support in order to be able to carry out programs effectively. So we're thrilled with bringing back that position.
And of course, the Department of Transportation continues that free ride-on program at certain hours. I guess it's sort of like 9:30 to 3, something like that.
And then the taxi cab vouchers,
Which is also important. So transportation is definitely on everybody's mind, and the county is trying to address that.
Right.
Another player in all of this, important for seniors, is the libraries. I think the libraries also got some money to restore hours.
Yes. Both for circulation. Books, to have more books in circulation.
More materials for seniors.
Materials for seniors. And all age groups, but also seniors. And then to increase the hours of operation.
Which is terrific.
And to staff it accordingly. There have been more libraries, I think, more rec centers, more police departments, more fire stations that have opened, right? So there's more accessibility in neighborhoods. But I also wanted to say, talk about housing a little bit, right?
Sure.
There are many senior housing projects now that are underway. There was ribbon cutting for the Silver Spring senior housing project right next to the Silver Spring Library. There's one in North Rockville and one in Forest Glen. So all of these are projects that are going to grow, and this idea of bringing services to where seniors live is a big part of the work that we're all engaged in.
So the future looks bright. There's also been work on, you mentioned, I think, safety. The fire department, I believe, has been doing this.
Yes.
They go into your homes and
check for carbon monoxide sensors, whether they're working or not.
I think that's extremely important. And you mentioned financial elder abuse. I think the consumer protection folks are also looking at scams directed at seniors.
Right. There was a huge network coordinated set of activities to identify contractors who were scamming seniors.
So a lot is going on. If folks want to get more information on senior issues and senior programs, they go. Is there a website?
Yes, montgomerycountymd.gov, and on the left-hand bar, look for seniors.
Great. Well, thanks for coming in. Lots of good news.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll introduce you to the author of a number of books on retirement, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
If it wasn't for his doctor, he wouldn't be here.
If it weren't for Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, he wouldn't be here.
If it wasn't for the phone call, we wouldn't have been there.
If I didn't call, I don't know where we would be.
Montgomery County emergency responders are there when you need help at no cost to you. In an emergency, don't ever hesitate to call 911. If you live in Montgomery County, you will never get a bill or pay a dime.
So if you have an emergency, call us. We're there for you.
Can you tell?
Can you tell?
Does it look like I'm fighting a disease?
Fighting.
Fighting.
Fighting for my life.
Like my life expectancy is shorter than yours?
There's no outward sign.
But we're battling every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Worrying, testing,
treating,
fighting. Diabetes.
Diabetes has been called a silent epidemic. It's time to call it out for what it is. This is Brett Michaels. Join us. Choose to share, act, learn, and give. Help us stop diabetes.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. My next guest is a professor emerita of counseling at the University of Maryland and has studied life transitions of all kinds and has written a number of books on retirement transitions, including Retire Smart, Retire Happy, which was the focus of a 90-minute PBS special, and her new book, Revitalizing Retirement. She is Dr. Nancy Schlossberg. Well, welcome to Seniors Today.
I am so glad to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure. Two books that I know you've written are wonderful guidelines for retirement. So obviously you've been studying this a long time. I love the introduction that you quoted from Marc Chagall in the first book. Who of us can see in its entirety the path, whether in life or art, and who can tell where it will end?
I love that too. I saw that in a museum and in Europe, and it took me a long time to figure out how to get permission to use it, but I did get permission because it's really the story of our lives, isn't it?
Yes.
We don't know what path will be next.
So you've studied this a long time. What are some of the key issues in regard to retirement?
Well, I guess if there were a key issue, it's mattering. When you're retired, you are often marginalized. You feel as if you're pushed to the side. You feel as if your voice doesn't count anymore.
You've lost your identity in a sense.
Yes. And there was a wonderful professor from the University of Maryland, Morris Rosenberg, a distinguished professor, who identified the concept of mattering. And it's really the degree to which you feel you are noticed, appreciated by others. It's your perception. And actually, I had doctoral students who did studies of mattering and retention. Adult learners who don't feel they matter to the institution drop out. But mattering is so critical. So if when you retire, you no longer feel you matter, then that's a difficult thing.
Now, mattering, I mean, could mean a lot of different things. I mean, it could be, you could be at work mattering or a volunteer mattering, but also, for most of us, isn't it family mattering?
Well, sure.
For many of us?
But I think that in retirement, what I heard is that the critical issue was they no longer felt they mattered to the world in general. They really felt they were, you know.
And how do you respond to that then?
You mean
how does one deal?
How do you get to matter?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I have some things in my book. There are a lot of things you can do to make other people feel they matter, but you also have to set things up. And if you're a volunteer, if you put yourself out there and you volunteer, you are putting yourself in a position to feel you matter. If you sit home and you don't do anything and just feel bad about it, you're not going to feel you matter. So you really have to be somewhat proactive. Not somewhat, you have to be proactive.
Well, of course, there are challenges for many people, financial challenges,
right.
And for the next generation, maybe even more.
Right. But you asked at the beginning, what is the key issue? And I told you what I thought the key issue was. But the second key issue, can I have a second key issue?
Yes, absolutely. You can have three.
Oh my gosh. Okay. In the second book, I talk about your psychological portfolio. We all, if we're lucky, have a financial portfolio. Sometimes with the economy, we don't have a portfolio. But we find that people go to their financial advisor all the time. You know, am I ready to retire? Can I afford to retire? But they don't look at their psychological portfolio. And that's got three things in it. Your identity, who you are. It's very easy. When I was a professor, people would meet me. What do you do? I'm a professor at Maryland.
Right.
Now what do I say? What do you say on your card? And I do a whole thing with what people put on their cards in retirement. So it's hard to know who you are anymore and what your tagline is. The second, and related to that, is purpose. What is your purpose? People have a purpose even if they don't like their job. You're a roofer. You got to get to work. The team is depending on you. One woman said to me, you know, I consulted with organizations and help them develop a plan. Now I need a plan. I need my own plan. So identity and purpose are tied to each other. And the third part of the portfolio is relationships. because, as you know, you've had a number of interesting careers. You're a perfect example of somebody who knows how to retire well, retire smart, retire happy. But with relationships, often you lose your colleagues. I stay in touch with a few colleagues from the university, but I used to see them every day. So what do you substitute for your work colleagues? What happens at home if you have a spouse or a partner and now you're home together? How does that
Those
play out?
Those relationships change. Yeah.
Everything changes.
Right.
And one woman said she feels guilty because her kids think now that she's retired, she can come and be a babysitter. She said, I want to have fun. I don't want to do that. So anyway, you've got these three issues, and I think we've got to be prepared to look at that, think about it even before you retire. What's going to happen to my identity? How are my relationships going to change? And what about my purpose?
What gives meaning to life?
What gives meaning to life?
That's key. Sally Quinn, who writes for the Washington Post, occasionally there's a column, and recently she had one which talked about these kinds of things. And she said, how do we lead happy and productive lives given that we're all in for it at some time or other? My life has been full of happiness and full of sorrow, but always full of love. So there's a potential there for suffering and problems as well, and happiness.
Right. This is not what you were going to interview me on, but I'm very involved with something called the Institute for the Ages. I'm the chair of the board there, and it's an interesting organization. But we are committed to positive aging. So all of us have problems. I have problems walking right now. Somebody else can have another kind of problem. But that's not the issue. The issue is, what do we do about it? And how do we continue to age positively even if we have limitations?
Well, this is a wonderful book, The Revitalizing Retirement, and folks can get this on Amazon.com.
Right. You can get it soft cover, or it's on Kindle.
Kindle. Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and there's so much more we could talk about.
I know. I feel we've just begun.
We've just begun. I love, in your first book, you have these interesting observations about being a continuer, adventurer, searcher, easy glider, retreater, and involved spectator. Those are wonderful concepts.
Well, what I found is that the paths people take in retirement, people take different paths, and these paths change over time. There are people like me who are continuers. I'm not doing the same thing I did, but I'm continuing to do and write in the same area. There are adventurers who do something entirely different. The man who headed a research organization for Congress who became a massage therapist, all kinds of new things. All of us will be the third path, searchers. We're all going to continue to search for what's next. Then there are easy gliders, the person who said, you know, I worked hard all my life. Now it's time to sit back and let the day unfold. The involved spectator, somebody who was a lobbyist for Congress, can't do that anymore and is now a news junkie.
I'm afraid we're out of time.
Well,
we've got much more to talk about. We'll have to have you back.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll tackle the issue of aging seniors and questions of driver safety, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Be active, Montgomery. Be active. Be active, Montgomery. Be active, Montgomery. Be
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes. Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups. We're in! For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. We finished today's show with the challenging question of aging seniors and driver safety. And joining me are Timothy P. Brandt, a certified driving instructor and certified driving rehabilitation specialist, and Sandra Whitaker, the district coordinator for Montgomery County's AARP Smart Driving course. Well, welcome to Seniors Today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I think the Post has had an article recently about older drivers coping with new cars and so on. Tell us a little bit about the course that AARP has been doing this for a while, I think.
Yes, AARP has been involved with education and driving since 1969, but the driver safety program was implemented in 1979, and we are present in all 50 states, DC, and U.S. territories.
And Montgomery County,
yes.
which is what you're. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the class, but perhaps at the other end of the spectrum are people who have more serious problems. What kind of folks do you deal with in your program at Adventist Hospital?
At Adventist Hospital, we get referrals from concerned family members and physicians if a loved one has had a medical issue such as a stroke, or maybe there's cognitive issues, and they're concerned about their driving safety. So our main focus is to keep people driving as long as possible, but safely.
Great. So these classes, how long are the classes?
These are 4-hour classes.
And what kind of things are covered?
Oh, we cover an array of topics. How our bodies have changed, how minds have changed.
The cars have changed.
Cars most definitely have changed.
Right.
It's been so much new technology is involved in creating all these new cars with all these many, many gadgets. Roadways have changed, state laws have changed. As I said, it's an array of topics.
Are there some things that are really particularly, I mean, I've heard people talk about like left-hand turns. Is that something that's a common problem for, as you?
That is one of our major problems in senior driving, making proper left-hand turns. Another issue that we seem to have a lot of difficulty is yielding the right-of-way.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And your class, it's in a classroom. It's not on the road. Or,
now, this is a 4-hour classroom setting.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the key kind of questions that people raise?
We talk about hearing.
Hearing. Uh-huh.
We talk about vision. We have to compensate for all these changes, so our participants want to know, how can we compensate?
Well, now, is that also an issue, hearing and vision? Folks could come?
Absolutely. When we evaluate someone, if they've had, for example, a stroke, maybe their hearing has been affected, or their vision has been affected, or just through the normal aging process. So, as part of our comprehensive evaluation, we will assess that. We do vision testing, and maybe we'll recommend some blind spot mirrors for someone if their mobility is impaired. So, and not only do we recommend that, but we would train them. We would actually take the person on the road and show them how to use these special mirrors.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, there's a charge for this? What
Yes.
is the charge for it?
Yes, it's $600.
Is that no insurances doesn't?
Not that I have found, but I encourage everybody to contact either their auto insurance or their health insurance.
Right. And how do they? Is there a phone number for Adventist Hospital?
Yes, they could either go to the Adventist Hospital website and contact them. All the scheduling is done through the hospital.
And you said there are there things that can be done to modify the car?
Absolutely. If someone has had maybe a physical disability or they become impaired, let's say someone cannot use their left hand as well, then we could maybe do a spinner knob that could allow them to turn the steering wheel safely with one hand. So we evaluate them for that equipment. We train them with that equipment so their driver's license is legal with the MVA, and then we prescribe that and they can get it installed at a company of their choosing.
Now, is the issue of medications, is that something that...
Yes, we talk about medications. Years ago, we weren't on as many medications as we are now. So that is a hot topic as well. But I also want to reiterate some things that Mr. Brent just mentioned. We also talk about adaptive things that can help us in driving.
So you're both really talking about the same thing.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of... is there a charge for the AARP class?
Yes, if you're an AARP member, we charge $15, and if you're not an AARP member, we charge $20. And we provide all the materials for the class.
Can you give us a website or?
Yes, our courses are on our website, www.aarp.org.
Great. And is there a phone number?
Yes, you can call us, and I also want to show you our brand new book that we just rolled out this year, the Smart Driver, 1-877-805-4115.
So AARP is a great resource, and so is Adventist Hospital. Well, thank you both for coming in, and a very important topic that concerns us all as we age.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this month's Seniors Today. Don't forget that you can access a great deal of information about county services for seniors by going to the Montgomery County Senior website at www.montgomerycountymd.gov/seniors, or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. And as always, thank you for watching Seniors Today.